There's me overseas, across the pond by the Dover Peaks. I've smuggled myself into new nationality.
What's up, guys? This is Halfway, broadcasting from around the world in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I'm at my school right now. I'm up on the roof of my school, actually. But I want to make a little video for you guys today, and this will be for anybody who is coming here, and if you get a job teaching here, but you haven't had any experience teaching. I mean, I'm not going to give you like a whole course of how to be a teacher, but I'll give you at least, some pointers and some things to think about, and just, a little information that maybe will help you get started in your career and make the transition a little bit easier for you. While I'm up here, I'm going to show you guys maybe just around, this is one of my schools. Like I said, I do teach at two schools. So this is one of my schools. So I'll show you our campus. It's a pretty cool campus. But now this building's actually, it's still under construction. They are open, but it's a brand new campus, as I've stated before, and it's still a little bit under construction. But here is the campus down here. So they actually just put in, like, in the center, in like the courtyard, they made it into an actual like football pitch. You can see we have some students playing down here. There's a little playground over there. Hello! How are you? And so it's 3 floors, has a good number of classrooms. It's a really cool campus. I really like it, and I'm enjoying my time teaching here. But yeah, so this is like just the outside of the school, what it looks like. And like I said, it's really nice, and it's like a brand new facility, and it's really cool. But I'm actually going to go into one of the classrooms, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit more. All right, I will turn off the camera. See you soon. So I'm in one of the classrooms right now. I hope this echo isn't going to be too annoying in the video, but that's what I have to deal with. So that's actually one of the things I'll talk about really quick. A lot of the rooms here are very echoey, and not just like this school, like my other school also, and I think it's just kind of normal. So sometimes when you have a lot of kids, it can get a little bit loud because of the echoes. But yeah, so this is one of the classrooms here. This is actually not my classroom that I'm teaching in. I did like commandeer it for maybe a week because it's my favorite classroom, but they moved me into the classroom they wanted me in. But anyway, this is why it's my favorite classroom. They're all pretty similar, except this one has this sweet giant window outside of it. So it's got like that awesome bay window. So I like this one. Also has this one over here. But I just came in here because nobody's occupying this room, and let me make a video in here. All right, so yeah, so like I said, I want to talk about if you're coming here and you have little or no experience. My first suggestion would be if you can do it, if you have time and money to do it, get like a Tefl or a tesol degree, like a teaching English as a foreign language or teaching English as a second language. It's a certificate, and you can take these. They have like online classes that you take for like maybe $100 or $200, and they're okay. But at least it teaches you some things about like classroom structure and how to make lesson plans and ways to reprimand or ways to encourage students. It is a good tool, or you can actually go. There's establishments that you can go to. There are establishments that you can go to and take like actual course somewhere, and those will usually be integrated with actual classroom work, where you will actually go to a classroom and actually teach in a classroom. So they're definitely super beneficial. However, if you haven't done that, it can be like a little bit tricky. I mean, you're doing something that you've never done before in your life. So obviously you can use your imagination and just kind of figure out a little bit of internally in your head of what the circumstances will be like, or what kind of problems or rewards you might encounter along the way. But what I did with my school, like I said, I didn't have any real teaching experience, like classroom teaching before I came here. So what I actually did is I knew the teacher that I was replacing at my school had like a month left before I took over for him. So I just asked the director of my school. I was like, hey, can I come here sometimes and just sit in on the classes? And that's what I did. I came maybe, 4 or 5 times over the course of a month. And I just sat in on the class and just kind of watched what he did try to modify that to the best that I could when I started. Now, I mean, I've only been doing this for like 4 months, so I wouldn't say that I'm like the best or the most experienced teacher by any means. But I feel like I've come a long way, and a lot of that is just learning, like, as you go. Like, most of the schools, you're probably gonna have like books, so you can just like critique your lesson plan based on what the books are saying. But you're gonna wanna use the books because the parents are like paying for these books. So don't just do your own lesson plan, don't just look at the book and be like, okay, I understand what the lesson's supposed to be about, so I'm gonna do my own plan. Because again, the parents are paying for these books, so they don't want the kids coming home, without using these books at all. They're gonna be like, why are my kids paying for these books? And they're not even using them. So definitely use the books, but also like extrapolate from the book a little bit and make the lessons like a little bit more creative, a little bit more fun. You can go online and there's like Dave's ESL Cafe, or you can just go on Google and you can type in like ESL games or TFL games, and there's just a bunch of like games and activities that will come up. And depending on how many students you have and their levels, like you can pick which things you want to do, or modify other things to suit like your needs and what you need. Something I've been doing with my students recently, I've been playing like a bingo game basically. I just make like a bingo board, and then I write all the answers on the board, and then they just randomly fill the answers in their box. Then I just ask them like English questions that are contingent on the lesson that we're doing, and then they have to, cross out their things until they get a bingo. And they've been like really, really liking it. And there's so many games. There's like games that you can play like detective games, and there's like, you can make like board games, or even just like games that already exist, like Scrabble. You can play like Wheel of Fortune style games. Any kind of games are cool. But also like, you don't want it to be just games. Like, because they still have to have like a learning structure, but also like you wanna structure the classroom that like it's fun. Like you definitely want to be like a fun, cool teacher, but you also have to have the respect of the kids, because if you don't speak Khmer and you have especially the younger kids that don't speak great English, it's very difficult to get them sometimes to like sit down, to listen to you, and to respect you. Because it's hard to say like, hey, we're gonna play a game today, here's how you play, sit down and listen. And if their English level is not great, their attention span is gonna be a lot shorter. And you also don't have the ability to like make reason with them. You don't have the ability to negotiate, or not negotiate, but to, set forth the positives and the cons of what their actions are. So you definitely, like, when you first start out, like, I'm not saying like be a jerk, but like, I would be like a little bit strict, like a little bit, like, smile and have fun, but like, be a little bit stern. So you set the tempo off from the beginning, because as soon as you lose that, as soon as they think that they can take advantage of you and they can run around and yell and scream, it's going to make your life harder, and the further it goes, the harder it's going to be for you to reel back. So keep that in mind, like, be nice, be cool, have fun, but always, in the beginning, make sure you're asserting the dominance in the classroom. Make sure they know that they're the student and you're the teacher, and you're not just, a babysitter there for them to, run around and play, and you make sure they don't get hurt. But those are some of the biggest tips I can give you guys. Also, I mean, if you can take a TEFL course, 100% take a TEFL course. If not, at least like go online, and you could probably find all the information that's on a TEFL course anyway, so you won't have the certificate, but you can get like all the information of how to set up a classroom, how to make lesson plans. And that's the thing too, like, make lesson plans, and remember, like, you're here like doing like a good service. And these kids like are gonna grow up one day, and what you're doing for them right now, what you're teaching them, is going to be a direct result of their future. So take it kind of seriously. Like, remember that. Like, even if you're just here, like maybe you're backpacking and you want to come here for 3 to 6 months just to make some money. While you're here, just take it seriously. Like, again, like, there's a lot riding on it, and it's not fair to the people, to the kids, to the community, if you're just like trying to make a quick paycheck and leave because you can speak English. Like, even if that is your goal, while you're here, just those few months that you're here and you're doing it, take it seriously. And if you want to, stay here and develop a career out of this, then obviously take it seriously. All right, guys, I got to get ready for class, but I hope you guys learned a little bit. If you have any questions, you can email me at halfwayaroundtheworldnow@gmail.com, and have a good day. Peace.